We're back.
Here we
Forever
are.
and then some.
It took a while to get here.
Yeah, episode 2, season 2, episode 2. I don't know if the intro song sounded crazy to you guys just now because it sounded insane to us. So if it didn't work, we just won't put it in. And our internet's being crazy. We're a little glitchy looking. We got weird sounds in our ears that are going shh. Hopefully, you won't hear that either. But we're back. Another week. Happy to be back. Podcast. Just got out of church. I did not sing this weekend, but I am singing next weekend. So we're about to start preparing for the week and learning some songs. How was your week in a whole? In a hole?
It was all right. I work, know, and then I had some things I had to work around, get done.
Yeah, we had a lot of things going on.
A lot of things going on this week.
I was hoping to announce something this week, but we're going to have to hold it off for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But we got life stuff going on that we can't wait to share with you guys. We just want to make sure we do it at the right time.
Right.
So, yeah, it's kind of been a crazy week. We didn't end up going to Universal. Well, I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
We ended up come to find out there's a storm that's supposed to start literally today, but we'll see. It doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like it's happening anymore. Really,
it looks like a normal rainy.
I mean, it is happening in Florida.
Yeah,
it's not happening as close to us as we thought it was going to.
Yeah, the wind looks kind of rough, but
that's about it. Yeah,
it's like it seems like a normal rainy day.
Yeah, now. I don't know if you would have been able to ride the rides though. I mean, yesterday maybe.
That was the whole thing. It was like I didn't want to go all the way there, and even if it wasn't just like even if it wasn't raining, it was windy.
Right.
And the only things me and Mariah really care to do are the roller coasters.
Right.
We haven't been there forever. We wanted to ride the roller coasters. Everything that I wanted to do, the parade that I talked about, the lagoon show we talked about, looking at DreamWorks Land, riding roller coasters, all outside stuff.
Right.
So if we would have went and it was raining or too windy, we would have had to just ride Mummy 6 times, which would have been fun.
Yeah.
But instead we decided to do something else. Well, I'll go back to that, but work was kind of gnarly this week for me. I feel like I had a rough week. The church made me feel a lot better this week. That's one thing about church is just like, and we almost didn't go because of the weather. We weren't sure if it was like
the weather
and you haven't been. Last night you literally went up to bed sick.
Yeah.
Like sick to your stomach, not feeling good. I don't know if your mom said she didn't feel well, so maybe it was something that y'all ate while you were out.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. It was either my hernia got stuck, even it didn't feel like it did, but like
do we talk about like your hernia and stuff?
Hernia?
I feel like we have, but
maybe.
Well, so last baby, Everly.
Yes.
You ended up having a C-section.
Yeah.
And you went back to work in the time that they told you should. 8 weeks.
6 weeks.
Was it 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
It was supposed to be 8 weeks.
4 weeks. It's supposed to be 4 weeks, and I went back in 6 weeks. I know I keep hitting it.
You're killing me.
Sorry.
the table's going like this. It's got hydraulics on it, like a West Coast
this
music
chair
video.
Is awful.
Yeah.
It has no support.
This is the new and improved one. I'm in the nice one. You're in the crappy one. Sorry. We got to get chairs.
Yeah.
We also apparently got to upgrade a bunch of stuff, but that's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
So
yeah.
Hopefully, like I recorded a clip for my Instagram in here, and I was hearing what we're hearing. It's like shh. But as soon as I put noise cancellation on, we were fine. And this has that. So
we'll should
it should be nice and clear for you guys. But in our ears, we're hearing each other clear, but we're also hearing this like shh the whole time, which is super sick.
Yeah,
I am running off
back in the day, like real back in the day when you were a kid and you
left your TV on and it went to like the wrong channel at night or something, or
no,
like your cable went out.
Yeah,
the black and white.
Yes,
thing,
yeah,
kind of what we're hearing.
Yeah.
I am using an interface that is literally probably could be like 15, 16 years old. They've upgraded and made better ones like a million times over. So it is what it is. It was already only like $100 interface anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe I do need to upgrade and just slowly do it. We could buy like another $100 one and be all right. It'd be brand new, but I don't want to spend the money. We're not in a place where we want to spend money on random crap.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about the podcast,
we had to deal with some shh in our ears for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, work was a gnarly week, but yes, like I always kind of like rein it back with church, and church kind of like try to be positive, and it was just a rough. It is Florida. It is the summer. I work outside all day, and I just kept getting hit with like different stuff. I don't know. I don't want to complain about work, but it was a rough week for me. Mentally,
it was a hard
I feel
week.
like it was hot physically, but mentally, I just wasn't like
right.
I wasn't strong.
Yeah.
I lost my temper quite a bit this week, but it's all right. We still have a crazy baby. We're getting closer to Mariah going to school. That's kind of why we were gonna go to Universal, and that's why we ended up doing what I'm gonna tell you guys. And the baby is still, I mean, getting closer to being 2. She's insane.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I mean, last episode we talked about how she bumped her head. Last night, or was it the night before last? Friday night. Friday night, this girl slammed her head into the table in the middle of our living room so hard. It was heartbreaking. Squealing, crying. Mommy was like, "Oh, F word, beep," and we're like, "Oh no." Yeah, so it was gnarly. And then last night you didn't feel good, so it's been kind of a rough couple nights.
Yeah, sleep hasn't been great.
Yeah, we've been. Did we talk about this? That we're trying to transfer the baby into the big girl bed?
I don't think so.
I don't remember us talking about it. So, yeah, baby sleeps with us in the bed. She's almost 2, and we need to break her of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not good. So, yeah, she's been going to bed in her own bed, fine, but keeping her in it.
Yeah.
It's been kind of gnarly.
It's like 4 a.m., sometimes earlier, like 2.
Like 2. Like, she literally sleeps halfway.
2 to 4, she sleeps in her bed, and then she wakes up and she wants into our bed.
Yeah, she wants you.
Yeah.
Rarely she wants me. I mean, sometimes she'll surprise me and like kick off of you and do a backflip into me and just stay with me all night. Hasn't been happening very often though.
No, I love those nights.
I know, I bet you do. I don't mind them as long as she's not kicking me off the bed, but that's what she does. She literally like rolls and gets into like the nook and cranny of your back in the bed or your front in the bed. She's like,
so I have to turn my back to her now as she gets older because she like needs
like a cat,
and like I was like, okay, I'm tired of getting hit in my stomach by your toes, and she grips too. It's not like she's just pushing; she like also will rip in her toenails. It's not great. Anyway, ridiculous. So I'll turn around, and she doesn't like that. So, but now she's learning, I guess, how to cuddle me. Because last night she literally threw her arm around my neck and her leg around my hip. It was like,
she's like, "You're not going anywhere."
And then got like down and like in between the bed and me, and then it shoved me off the bed more.
Just move this whole table away from you a little bit. You're like getting under it and scooping it up with the chair. Gosh, we're so professional. But yeah, I also realized that we didn't. The baby's amazing. Let's just say that. No really updates on the baby much. She's just a 2-year-old. She is like super talkative this week.
Super talkative.
Like a lot of.
She's so smart.
She is. She's a lot of thank you, a lot of excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. It is the cutest thing in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you to everything, which is awesome. Being polite is sick. She's just so cute, man. Babies are like the funnest. They're stressful. Toward like the end of the night, I get more stressed. Like when I'm like, all right, it's time to wind down, and she like before her wind down, she like ramps up. I don't know if all 2-year-olds do this, but like she is at a peak high energy right before the crash. It's like the calm before the storm, but it's the storm before the calm.
Out all that extra energy for them.
Like all the day's energy is just like.
She literally does this thing, and she gets so excited, and she'll like.
Yeah, a lot of babies do that. They do like the shake, and I'm like, bro, she's so cute though. She just gets into everything. It's like, she's at that age where you just look away for 2 seconds, and she's got this morning.
Doesn't even want to play with things. She just wants to pick them up and like fly them.
Yeah. Oh my god. We picked up the living room this morning a little bit and sat down on the couch because we had like 30 minutes before we had to leave for church, and she is literally bends over and is swinging her arm, just grabbing things and swinging them over her body.
She doesn't know what she's
throwing them. They're in this one place. They need to be everywhere. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But it's so cute, and she's amazing, and we love her so much. But yeah, we're trying to break her of sleeping with us. So she goes to bed in her bed, sleeps like halfway through the night. Last night, I thought I was trying to break her. I tried to like stay strong,
right?
Because I heard her fumbling a little bit and like whining. So I went back over to her bed and laid on the side of her bed, and I slept over there for what felt like hours.
Yeah.
I was like, woke up from it and was like, oh, my arm, my leg, my back, everything hurts. So I was like, okay, cool, maybe she'll stay. And I went downstairs maybe a couple hours later for a little glass of milk, and I could hear you guys upstairs, and I was like, oh no. And I came up and she was in our She was begging to come to
I
our
was looking
bed.
for you. I was like, oh
Where
no,
the
please.
hell were you?
I gotta pick this baby up.
Everything happened when you were
Everything
gone.
hurts. I was like, everything, hold on, mommy can't pick you up. And then she like reached for me, and I was like, all right, I guess mommy's gonna pick you up.
Which you shouldn't be doing, because like we were saying, you had a C-section last pregnancy, and I think you went back to work maybe too early, or you just kind of like went too hard too early.
Yeah.
Now you have a hernia.
Yeah, I think even while I was at home, like I started like cooking dinner towards like maybe the 3rd week or so.
Yeah.
And I just started trying to do stuff and get back to like every day and enjoy my time off and like be like, a homemaker when I was at home. But I did too much. And then definitely going back to work, I was like immediately putting away the trucks, lifting the boxes, doing all the things.
Yep. So you have, what is the kind of hernia? What is it called? An umbilical hernia? Isn't that what you said it was? That's what
they call it something else because yes, it is an umbilical hernia, but
so it's like literally right where like
my belly button.
It's literally above her belly button. She has like a hole.
It's like in my belly button, kind of.
Really?
To like the left or right.
So it's like essentially a hole in your
abdomen. Abdomen?
No, isn't it in like the stringy part?
No.
It's in your
the abdomen.
So like you,
and then my intestines
will like come through it, and you have to push it back in.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's dealing with that, and it if it hurts, it makes her feel sick to her stomach. And also, you got to think, like, if you feel sick to your stomach from something and you throw up, your like muscles, like, think about, like, I'm doing it right now, and I'm like working those muscles. So I think that you got sick, and it made it even worse.
Well, because I wasn't feeling like I was in any type of pain before before I went upstairs.
But then you did.
I just was like a little bit dizzy and definitely nauseous, and like I was like, oh no. Something's going wrong.
Going very
and
wrong.
I thought it was like food poisoning. Honestly, immediately it was my first thought. I'm like, I've been feeling weird ever since then. Like,
well, you ate. What did you eat yesterday?
Cantina Louis.
I love that place.
It's delicious.
But we had Chipotle.
Yeah.
Chipotle, so.
And then I kind of felt fine, and then I had a migraine immediately. I went upstairs and I tried to lay down, and then I got sick. And after that, I couldn't tell if it was like my stomach contracting because I had food poisoning or if it was hurting because of a hernia. And it's gross, but you're supposed to push it back in, lay flat on your back and push it back in when it's out.
Yeah.
There was nothing out. But earlier when I came home from hanging out with my mother and my sister,
you felt like
it was out. It was hard as a rock.
It is gnarly. Like you can see there's like a tiny hump in her tummy.
It's not tiny.
It's like protrudes. It's wild.
It's weird looking. I hate it.
It's like moments before the Alien in the Alien movie busts out. And it's like right before that frame that it comes out is right there. It just stays there.
It's and I think it's getting worse because now I've had it for so long, and I have to get the surgery for it to correct it, and but I can't do that right now. So I'm looking at like a little over a year or so before I can get the hernia fixed, and then that still is like I think a 6-month healing process.
Yeah.
Of like not carrying anything or not doing anything. So
which at work, when you work for a living, is kind of
pray
hard to
for
do.
me.
Pray for your girl.
Well, not even just that. I mean, work.
But just regular life.
Yeah, work never ever understands why you have to take it easy. I think everybody just feels like somebody's being lazy.
Literally, it's
so
wild.
But like, my baby is 35 pounds. Like,
she's always like, "Mom,
no...
bro." When you came home from I don't know if we've talked a lot about my dad, and I don't want to get like super into it, but my dad is going through a lot of stuff, and he's actually like suffering what we think is Alzheimer's. It hasn't actually been like diagnosed, but it's clearly going on. And he's also in a rehabilitation center,
right?
Because of a lot of stuff in his life just happened, and I don't really want to go into it too deep. But yesterday you picked my dad up from where he's staying, and they went, and he had needed to open a new bank account, and he is retired, so he's collecting Social Security, so we had to set that back up for him. So you went and set all that stuff back up, and me and the baby stayed home, chilled. I watched a documentary about the McKamey Manor. Do you know what McKamey Manor is? I think that's what I forget. I think that's the name of it. But it's literally like supposed to be the scariest haunted house in all of history. But in reality, it's literally people signing off on this guy torturing them, basically, and like everybody that's done it now. There's like a huge fan base for it, and people love it. But most of them haven't done it. They are kind of in love with the videos that come out of it, and
Right.
all the people that have done it were like, I paid to get, or I didn't pay, but I signed a form for this person to torture me for 8 hours, and he literally like finds out what you're scared of, tortures you, ties you up, waterboards you, puts mud in your face, cuts your hair. Sometimes he pulls teeth out. And he does crazy stuff. And I watched an intense documentary about 3 or 4 people who went through this, and yeah, it's
People
not
are
fun.
sick.
It's not
both sides.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. But one of them, it's hard to say. Like one of the dudes was a military guy. He's like a guy that was just like had that adrenaline in his body, and then now, okay, let's not get into it. But
I'm just saying that's different. Like going to war and stuff. Yes, you're willing to. Like I get that.
Yeah,
You're literally not being able to fight this person back, right? That's kind of what it is. So like,
yeah, he's torturing you.
That's totally different. That's not like
but I'm just
like
but
that guy's psycho that's doing it too.
Oh, that's the whole thing. He's insane. These people are signing up for something that looks intense, but they don't realize how crazy it really is until you're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. I watched this documentary yesterday. I chilled with the baby. When the baby came home, or when you came home, this baby just went, yeah, when you walked through that door, and I was like, oh my God, amazing.
She and ran right over to me and gave me the biggest hug, held onto my leg, and I just held her.
Freaking cute. Sweet. So yeah, that's what we did yesterday. And then, so we didn't go to Universal. I didn't bring Mariah to Universal. Instead, she's been wanting to see Deadpool. So I kind of was just like, all right, well, we're not going to go to Universal, so we'll do a day of like dad-daughter stuff. So we literally, you came home, you went out with your mom and sister with the baby, and we left like 10 minutes, and we all got in the car at the same time.
Yeah.
Me and Mariah went to Walmart and found a Deadpool. We were hoping to find Deadpool and Wolverine shirts there. Didn't happen. We bought a Deadpool shirt there. And then I went to Target and I found a Wolverine shirt in my size, so we bought a Wolverine shirt there. And then we hightailed it to the movie theater. The movie theater was, of course, packed. The movie is hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it. I loved it. Some people say they don't love it. We are Christians.
Yeah.
So it is a bit intense with some of the jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very adult friendly, but Mariah has already seen all the other ones.
Right.
And she's like kind of mature with stuff. Like she knows what some of the jokes are, but I do know that a lot of the jokes still go over her head, which makes me feel good. But yeah, she was dying to see it.
Yeah.
And she loves Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
That's
so it's like,
yeah, it's hard. Like I just based off of what I've seen from other Christians, not wanting to watch that movie because of this content that's in it.
Yeah, he calls himself Marvel Jesus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's joke. It's jokes.
It's a joke, but it's also like
I get why people wouldn't want to watch it, but there's also people in my church who I literally sat there and have a conversation with about the movie about them.
Right.
So it's like,
no, I don't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
I don't
that
judge
like
you.
if you're like, it's hard because like she's already seen the other movies.
Right.
She's a kid. I don't want to go too hard and say no, you can't do this stuff because then it might make her go the other way.
Right, and want to see it even more.
We want to see it even more and not want to be a Christian because everything Christian is no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
I want her to kind of like go in her own way with it.
You gotta find like that balance because
I want to watch the movie, but that's probably something I'm not going to watch.
Really?
Yeah.
It's super funny.
Just because it has a lot of stuff with God in it. And I get it that it's supposed to be a joke, but that's not something you're supposed to joke about.
It's not too heavy on anything like that. I'd say the R rating definitely comes from adult. It's coming from cursing a lot, obviously. It's very gory.
Right.
The kills and stuff.
No, I get that. Gnarly. It's just from what I've heard from other Christians saying, it's very
blasphemous,
anti-God.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I didn't get any of that.
Well, when you're claiming yourself to be a God,
Yeah.
You're anti-God.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it was. I mean, we enjoyed it. She loved it. She thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And then after that, we went to her favorite place in the world, Chipotle. Got me a burrito bowl. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember.
I would say that's like my top 5 worst places to eat.
That's crazy.
But Mariah loves it.
Mariah loves it.
The meat is so weird and fake.
Tiffany has the most fanciest taste buds. She just does not like fast food.
You don't.
But you do sometimes. You do like certain fast food places. What do you think your favorite fast food place is?
Which is gonna sound crazy because I am so.
One, two,
Taco Bell.
Okay, Taco Bell. I was gonna say it too. And I think that's because you can get steak. You're weird about chicken.
I am weird about chicken. I'm weird about all meat. So like, because I've tried the steak at Chipotle, and it is equally as disgusting as the chicken.
I love it. But what really gets me with Chipotle is the corn salsa. I don't know what it is about that corn salsa. We got chips and queso. Queso was disgusting.
Was it?
Yeah, dude. It bummed me
out.
Right. It was all right when it was all right because I added it to my bowl too. And it was mixed with everything, so it was all right. But by itself with the chips, I was like, "This was all right
though." By itself,
it was weird and thick, and like wasn't as hot as it should have been. Yeah, and it didn't taste like much. But I was saying, I don't remember what I used to get being. It's not super spicy, but it has a kick to it. Mm-hmm. So maybe like just my bowl being a little spicy, I wasn't tasting the queso.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went and did that, and then we just had to run to the store, and then we went back home. But we were out all day with each other. It was really fun.
I want to try, what's the other new one? Like Chipotle type things, not Moe's.
It's not Tijuana Flats, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to try that? I don't everybody says it's so good.
It's actually like pretty close to our Chipotle.
Everybody says Chipotle is so good, and I think everybody is extremely wrong.
I love it.
It's disgusting. Disgusting. Like their onions and their peppers. Mm-hmm. And it's just not. They say they make it fresh. I don't believe them.
Ours isn't the best.
And not just that, Palm Coast is known for awful food.
We always say this, and we love our town. Like I love Palm Coast. I don't hate it. Like everybody used to always be like, "This town is terrible. I'm moving away," and then they stay here and they're miserable because of the drama. But it's really who you hang out with and that you're around. We've lived here our whole lives and don't really deal with that kind of stuff. No. And I like Palm Coast. It doesn't. I like Flagler more, and I definitely like Bunnell. Like we talked about wanting to move out
country
to the country.
Bunnell.
Yeah, the countryside of Bunnell.
Yeah,
but yeah, for some reason I feel, and it might just be because we live here, and it's an easy thing for us to blame it on. But like, it seems like when we get something, Palm Coast it up and like ruin nobody takes the fast food job serious, so like it's terrible. Like our Burger King
the problem.
Is the worst Burger King
with restaurants here.
Yeah,
there's no real growth in Palm Coast for people.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
They hit a cap.
There's nothing like there's not, and people are like, yes, no, there's not. There's a cap in Palm Coast, and like it's a lot of old people, and then it's a lot of very young people.
It's a weird hodgepodge.
There are like people doing families, and like and there are people that make it, and they do like, I don't know, software maybe, or they're doing just stuff that they can work from home, whatever maybe. But if you're like working within Palm Coast, you work for the city of Palm Coast, or
it's hard to make money.
It's hard to make money, and then it's just like kids that are like gross. Like kids are gross.
Yeah. It's not that they're gross. It's just
teenagers are gross.
Teenagers just don't care.
Teenage boys.
I didn't care about my job when I was a teenager.
And they're not putting any effort in it. I mean, they're like, it's fast food. Who cares?
Yeah.
But even like the restaurants that we have in Palm Coast aren't the best. The only restaurant that we have that I'm like is good is Cantina Louie's.
Only. There's a couple.
What? Give me.
Sushi 99, or not sushi. Fantastic Sushi.
But no, that's not a chain.
Oh, you're talking about chains?
Well, I guess it is a chain, but they're separately owned.
Louie's.
They're separately owned.
Fancy Sushi is not a chain, I don't think.
Fancy Sushi is a chain.
I never knew that.
But it's like, it's not a chain. Like, you have to go open a Fancy Sushi. And
our Chick-fil-A is raw, too. It's always good. Our Chick-fil-A, they didn't mess our Chick-fil-A up. Those kids care.
Yeah, yeah.
But Chick-fil-A always has a high standard. Our Taco Bell isn't. Both our Taco Bells ain't too bad.
The one on 100 is not the best.
Yeah, the Target one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it messes up a lot.
Yeah. And even the Culver's is not bad, but for Culver's, it's not great.
Yeah, the Daytona one's usually better.
Yeah.
Um,
But anyways, it's just like our steakhouse, our Longhorns.
Yeah. You mean
No.
Texas Roadhouse?
Texas Roadhouse used to be so good.
It's very hit and miss now.
Now it's really like, yeah, and the service isn't usually great there either.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit on here and bash our entire town.
The food sucks.
Our food and stuff, because people might listen to this and then.
Well, maybe it makes them want to do better.
But we always talk about how like Palm Coast, if something comes in, we're like it's probably gonna.
But
not
it's
be
not.
The best.
It's not just us. Anybody you talk to,
yeah,
that lives in Palm Coast,
yeah,
says
our
the
Checkers,
same thing.
I don't go to our Checkers.
No, ew, yucky.
But Checkers is already kind of like
down. Yeah, Checkers. It's like they put that cheese sauce on everything, and it ruins it for me. It's like one too many cheeses, and I love cheese.
And we love a good cheese sauce. But yeah. But I would definitely say the best. And if Flagler Weekly, if you're listening to this, probably not. It's all good. I love you guys. But if you are, they had this list, and I've been talking to them about going on this podcast for a long time, but I just never like fit into the schedule. And then it seems like they haven't been going live as much anymore. But they made this list of like the best places to eat in Flagler and Palm Coast, and I have so many rebuttals against every single one of them. But that's because I've lived here forever. And I stick up for the places I love and like our families work at and stuff.
Yeah. What's your best restaurant in Palm Coast?
I would say Fancy Sushi or Cantina Louie's.
Okay.
Or I'm trying to think Flagler side.
They say, what's your best restaurant in Flagler?
In Flagler? The best?
Yeah.
It's hard. If I'm going breakfast, it might be Friends. Or High Tulip.
I want to try that turtle something.
The Turtle Shack is very good.
I've never had it.
I think that all the food in Flagler is good. I just think that some of them are high priced.
We have different taste buds. That's fine. Yeah. You can't get upset that I don't like it.
Yeah. But because I love you say you don't like Oceanside.
Oh, it's awful.
I love Oceanside.
But I'm the type of person that rates something off of everything, not just off of one thing.
Yeah.
Like the prices don't meet the quality.
That's what I think it does. But I mean, no, it is higher priced.
The prices do not meet the quality of food.
You also haven't been to Beachfront, have you? With they do like the Burger Tuesday. It's like further down. That place is good. We used to do burgers there like every Tuesday.
What's the one where they valet park?
It used to be Martin's, right?
No.
Or no,
Martin's is across the street.
All the way down? Shoot.
Oceanfront? No.
No, that's what we were just talking about. There's Oceanside and Beachfront.
Not a fan. Not a fan of either.
Wasn't it Shake State? It starts with, I always forget. They own another place too, and it's good. But you never eaten there though? Is that what you're about to say? The one that's all the way down we can't think of the name of?
That you park, they valet park you? No, I have. I've eaten there a couple times, and not once that I was like, oh, this is great. But that's my problem with Flagler, and I think all of them can change it, is like, you're paying because you're sitting where you're sitting, but the quality of food is not great. It's like, one day you can go in and you can have a really good meal depending on who's cooking back there, because they're adding, their seasoning and blah, blah, blah. But like the quality of the food is like baseline quality, when they could up the quality and then even then up the prices a little bit more, because I wouldn't mind paying for that. But right now I feel like I'm paying good quality food pricing and I'm getting like baseline food.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't want to eat there if that's the case. I'd rather go somewhere else.
So what's your favorite place in Palm Coast or in Flagler? Because I like most of the places in Flagler.
I don't like Whamburger.
I love Whamburger.
Once again, like just not
Burrito
great
Works
quality.
Is always great.
Burrito Works. Yep, I'll go with Burrito Works. Yeah, and I love Rockies. I love their sliced pizzas.
Well, yeah. My mother worked at Rockies.
I ate at Rockies well before.
Yeah, we love Rockies. It's if you go to Rockies and you don't like their pizza, try it by the slice. I'm telling you, it's something about the way they do it.
Most places, though, I feel like their slices are better,
and it's a better deal. It's like $6 with a drink. It used to be $5.
I think it's 2 slices
Yeah, it's two slices and a
and
drink. Or I think it's like $8 for 2 slices and a beer.
Okay.
Still under $10. You're not finding that anywhere else.
No,
And
so
it's a lot of food.
yeah, so I like it by the slice, but only by the slice.
Yeah.
I did like his calzone. I don't know if I have anything else out of there, but I enjoyed that, and I love Burrito Works.
Yeah. So
everything else in Flagler to me, Friends is good.
I love Friends.
But Friends, you're paying for the quality that you're getting.
Yeah, it's not like it's regular. It's a
regular good breakfast place.
It's not overpriced.
It's not overpriced. Yeah,
it's nothing fancy.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But don't give me this and charge me this.
Pay for this. Yeah,
I'm like right then I think the food's crappy. I'm like disappointed in the food because I saw the price.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be really good, and it wasn't.
Right.
For the price.
Right. I love I like most places in Flagler.
You are I don't look at the price. I look at what I'm trying to order, and I'm just shoving it in my mouth.
Yep. And then I'm also not the pickiest eater. Like I'm a little adventurous, but I'm like I get a lot of the same stuff all the time. Like with Oceanside.
Yeah.
I found out what I liked at Oceanside, and I've literally ordered it the Chicken Johnny, the same thing for years now, and I will die on the hill that I love that place because of that. And there's like a history of
They made like this Southern chicken bowl thing, and I didn't think it was great, but I thought the idea behind it was good.
Yeah,
I thought it was like great. It's almost like a KFC.
Like
famous bowl. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
basically that. But like they just needed to elevate it a little bit more. I think they still use like popcorn chicken instead of just cutting up like fresh chicken breasts. And but anyways, I thought the thought behind it. I think they have like good ideas. I just think
they opened up a new place too.
Up the quality, yeah, and that's also when their prices went up. At the first place.
Oh, really?
Is when they were trying to open up the second place.
Oh.
Which I get. You're trying to make it work, but like, yeah.
So yeah, if you're in Palm Coast and Flagler,
call Brian.
Call me, and I'll tell you.
He's got the good places.
She's I wouldn't say picky, but she's just like she's gonna tell you if she don't like it. But I feel like a lot of the places that you don't like, other people love.
Yeah, when we first started dating, like his brother have this great quality of making food sound so delicious when they're describing it to you, right? And then you try it, and
you're like,
almost
what is
90% of the time, I was disappointed.
There's a Subway sandwich that I would die about.
He would talk about it, and I'd hear him eat it while we're on the phone, and I'm like,
oh, that sounds so good. And she tried it, and she thought it was
the most disgusting. It tasted like vomit.
Well, you can't really get it the way we like it anymore because they swapped out the
I
Chipotle
tried it the way you liked it.
Yeah, I know. But they swapped out the Chipotle sauce. It's like a Baja Chipotle now. It's not Southwest Chipotle anymore.
I like home, but like that's the thing. I like home cooked food more. Like even if you're not the best cook, and you cook from home, I would rather have that than having anything out because also it doesn't have like all the fake. And I'm just not a fan of like anything that tastes like it's been frozen.
Yeah, you grew up in a big family where your mom, it would be ridiculous to eat out all the time.
Right.
So your mom always cooked and you learned to cook early and you're a cook yourself. So of course, I honestly, since we've been together, I eat in more than I ever had in my 20s.
Right.
Because you're a good cook, one. Two, you gave me a couple little things to be like, this is how you cook.
Yeah.
And then it's more affordable and like realistic for our life.
Yeah.
We couldn't when we 1 week or like 1 month we looked at our bank account and saw how much we had spent on going out and we don't go out a lot.
No.
But we saw that price and was like, yeah, we don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. And I'm like,
we treat ourselves.
I'm hard on my own cooking. Like there's some nights that he'll be like, oh, this is so good. I'm like, this is not what I wanted it to be.
Even the thing that y'all made that you threw together the other night, which I know is like a canned thing with biscuits. It wasn't as terrible as you and Mariah made it sound. I ate it.
Yeah. But I don't like kind of stuff like that. But you were hungry, Mariah was hungry. Y'all were both like, what's for dinner? And I came home from work late and I just threw it together. Yep. But yeah, I'm tough with my own cooking. So my opinion is just like a harsher opinion.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not as harsh as Ramsey, though. Come on now.
Right. It's blonde. It's blonde.
You don't cry.
Most Flagler restaurants I'm a big fan of. We'll have to go to Turtle Shack.
I've been wanting to go there.
The place is good.
Everybody says it's good.
I love it. The
I
breakfast
was talking to Hannah about food too, and she was like, oh, this place is so good. And I was like, I don't like it.
Where was
this place is so good. And I'm like, don't like it. It was like places in Flagler.
Have you?
And she goes, "Do you like anything?" And I was like, "I do. I actually do. Can I tell you what it is?" No. I like stuff in Orlando.
Yeah, Daytona too. There's some places.
Yeah, PF Chang's I like as far as like a fast food, like not fast food, like a chain. I'm not big on chain. Yeah. I don't think I'm not big on fast food, and we
talked about PF Chang last season.
We did because we got engaged there.
We got engaged the night we got engaged. We went to PF Chang's, and then our second anniversary, we went back.
It was our third engagement anniversary because our first one we were married on it.
Yeah. And that's where my background. I always shuffle my background between you and the baby and Mariah. And my favorite background picture I even have of you, period, is from that day.
Yeah.
You wearing like a cool hat and stuff. But I don't know why I didn't expect to get on a tangent about local food. If you guys live in Palm Coast or don't live in Flagler or Palm Coast, you're not going to know anything about what we're talking about. But Palm Coast has always been like a small town, and we are starting to get more chain. More
I love Swillerbees.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We talked about that last thing too. They have a cronut now.
Yeah.
It was so good.
It's good.
That place is amazing.
That's a lot of thing we talked about last time where we said it wasn't as good as the Disney one.
Yeah.
But it's good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's a cinnamon sugar one.
No.
They have a glazed one too?
That's all they have that I know of.
No, we tried a cinnamon sugar one.
Disney.
Oh, was that? Okay.
Disney has a glazed one and a cinnamon sugar one.
One's from Starbucks, right?
The cinnamon sugar one's from Starbucks.
Okay. Yep.
And then the glazed one is from Joffrey's.
Yeah. So I didn't think we were going to get on a tangent about local food. But yeah, Palm Coast, small town, we are starting to get more chains. We just this year, we're getting a Miller Ale House, which I haven't heard great things about Miller's Ale House, so whatever. We're getting a BJ's. What? Hot dogs. We're getting what looks like a Longhorn.
It's the Longhorn.
It's definitely a Longhorn. Our Texas Roadhouse is
we just recently got a Jeremiah's.
Yeah, we got a Jeremiah's. Fire. We got the tie by ties that you were talking about that you want to try.
What?
Is it tie by tie or what was it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like Chipotle. Oh no, tie by tie is the place I don't like.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It made me feel sick. We were just talking about it, but we recently got that.
Tijuana Flats.
Yeah, Tijuana Flats. And then, like, even our Texas Roadhouse isn't that old.
No.
Right around.
No, Texas Roadhouse isn't that old.
Yeah, it happened like it came up like literally right.
I think we got what was it? Outback.
No, we have
steakhouse when it was like we were in like middle school probably.
Yeah, we've had that forever.
Yeah,
but
I'm just saying that's how Outback is kind of like older now.
Yeah,
and like everywhere.
Texas Roadhouse is on the rise.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah.
But we got one of those probably a little bit before the pandemic, maybe that year before, because I want to say one of the first places we went to.
Yes, because they had those special plates. I remember during the pandemic where you could buy like the steak. Yeah. Raw, and then you had to cook it yourself.
Coming out of the pandemic, that was probably one of the first places we went out. Maybe.
Yeah.
One of our first dates.
We went there for. Oh yeah, we did.
Was
our second
Texas
date.
Roadhouse, yeah. Oh, was it our second date?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got margarita.
Our second or third, I can't remember.
Yeah, we got margarita up.
Yeah, and went back and made mojitos.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Took a picture of the base. Meant to take a picture of the.
Oh yeah. We got a little saucy. We've talked about this. For some reason, we were like in a party phase when we first got together, where we were like needing to get loose a little bit. I have a song about this coming out soon. And I'm gonna talk about music on this episode. We didn't talk about it at all last episode. I gotta update anybody who doesn't follow us on everything.
Yeah.
But there was this one night where we got a little bit tipsy, and we went to the beach, and this is probably one of the moments that I realized I loved you so much. Tiffany went to go take a picture of the moon.
And he was like, "You're not going to be able to get it." I'm like, "Yes, I will."
And we couldn't see anything. So when she took the picture, and it was a selfie. It was not of the moon. It flashed her face with the screen that is the flash of the selfie. And we literally died laughing about this. And never took the picture of the moon, I don't think. But we died laughing about this for probably 20, 30 minutes, just sitting on the beach like, "Ooh." But,
yep.
Fun times. But yeah, so I guess we'll segue into it. last season I talked a lot about the metal band.
Yeah.
I talked about I released music for a month once a week.
Yep.
And gave up on it.
No.
I talked about it a little bit, but got burnt out on it. I wasn't like sure where I wanted to like be and what I wanted to do with music last year.
Right.
I was like in this weird place where I was like, I love music. It's always been my thing. It's always been what I'm chasing. It's my dream to like make some way in music and release it, and kind of like I've always wanted it to be my source of income, like, you know what I mean? And I think that I also was like trying to the podcast and photography we were doing a lot last year. I was trying to find a way away from it too,
right,
and to see if I could do something else.
right.
But I just love making music. It's always going to be in me. So I took a break from it. I worked on the metal album last year. We put the metal album out at the beginning of this year, but literally the day that we put it out, I kind of like parted ways with it. I mean, we are still talking about writing other stuff, but like it being the main thing that I'm focused on, it's not going to be. I've let them do their own thing. So Chris and Louie have been still writing. They're working on an album right now. They already recorded like most of it. If they can't find anybody to do vocals, I told them that I'm willing to be involved, but I'm not going to be like, this isn't going to be my main thing.
Right.
Like the band thing is really hard. And like some of them, like some of us are taking it more serious than others. And it's like, I don't want to let them down. Right. You know what I mean? Like I just don't have the time, and I just don't know. So we put that album out. Mm-hmm. So if you guys were following it before, Counterculture, we have an EP out. It's a 4-song EP. You should go check it out. It's gas. I still share it with people. I didn't promote it the way I should have, but they did. They promote it, and they still like put playthroughs up and stuff all the time. Funny enough, though, if you watched last season, you would hear Tiffani frequently say that she wanted me to make a country song for her. Mm-hmm. And this is where the story begins a little bit. So I hadn't been working on the metal stuff. I kind of, like I said, I was like not sure with music. I'm like not sure where I want to go. Don't know where I fit. I don't want to do rap and hip hop anymore, just because I feel like my life and I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Everything's been talked about. It just didn't feel like me anymore. It felt forced. It felt like I was just talking about stuff. I was just making music to make music. I wasn't even like making it because I loved it.
Right.
So I started listening. So Tiffani is frequently telling me she wants a love song, a country love song. So I had already been listening to country a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was also something that I said I would never do. I never thought I would make a country song. I never thought it'd be something that I was into. So I started listening to a lot of country just to like, me and Tiffani love each other very much. We're best friends. Music means the world to me. But me and my wife were not bonding on music. Then it felt weird to me. Right. I'm not going to lie. So I was like, all right, well, let me just come to her world. And I love Morgan Wallen. I love Luke Combs. I already liked these people. Like a lot of our music at our wedding was country songs, and that was me trying to find country songs I like. And our song is a Morgan Wallen song, an old one from the Dangerous album. It's like before. So I started listening to him. I already liked Luke, so I started. I'm listening to them, and then I'm finding other people. So then I'm going down the rabbit hole of country. Come to find out, it's not what it is on the radio all the time. That there is a lot of really good country music out there, and the songwriting is amazing. The storytelling is amazing.
I don't think you knew what country was, because we would talk about it and you'd be like, Shania Twain's not a country singer, and I'm like, whoa,
yes, she
dude.
is. Yeah, and then
she's iconic.
I've always loved like Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
and I've always loved like Dolly songs.
Like I think the country music, which I still love this kind of country music. Don't get me wrong, but like the country music you were hearing and not liking was probably Gretchen Wilson. I'm a redneck woman.
Also,
and stuff like that.
Also, the time that I would have gotten into country was around the time that like a lot of bro country was popular. Like it's very poppy, like Florida Georgia Line, and like it's very. I like them now. Now that I got into country, I like most genres of country, even the poppy stuff. But it took me finding the artists that I liked, and now it's what I listen to mainly. Where I'm giving you country shit.
Yeah.
Curse word, sorry. Now I'm giving you country songs to listen to, and you're like, oh, this is good. And then we're still, so yes. So I did all this digging to get inspiration to write a song. So I wrote a song, and that song is out right now.
The best song ever.
Thank you. The song is actually out right now on all the ESPs. I changed my name in music to Brian Lynn, and I kind of like used it as a completely like revamped my music career, I guess. And but I wrote this first song and like started working with, like I said on the last episode, someone that I reconnected with through church. He's producing all of it, and we started to write. We wrote this first song, and then I fell in love with writing it, and I fell in love with the way we worked together. So then I wrote another song, and another song, and another
You know what
song.
I'm starting to realize as you're talking about this? That you're not a solo artist. We're more like
we're a
collaboration, and I'm just a silent collab.
A silent A&R.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm off topic. I'm drinking out of a cup, and I'm turning it away from you guys because it says Mama Bear. But so yeah, I fell in love with the songwriting. I fell in love with the storytelling, and now it's like I'm an artist. I've always been making music, so I'm always gonna do my own thing with it. So it's not like honky tonk girl truck in the bed of the bed. It's not that, but the music itself, the topic. Oh, it's so good. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But I'm like redneck songs. Yeah. And I'm like, ooh, yeah.
I love a good redneck song.
But
way down yonder on the Chattahoochee, never know how much that money would have meant to me. Where I learned how to swim, and I learned who it was. A lot about women and a little about love.
Alan Jackson.
Y'all are welcome.
Right, but so I'm doing my own thing with it. So I like to say it's country inspired.
Yeah, I would say that
it's like indie country because my voice was already like indie-ish, but I fell in love with it. So Brian Lynn, if you guys noticed the change, it's Brian Lynn Music on Instagram, Brian Lynn Music on TikTok, and I said that one very aggressively because it's been stressing me out, but I'm not giving up because I do love making this music so much.
Right.
And it just like feels new and feels, I don't know, it feels right.
And that's what I think you need to remember, that this is a completely new thing.
Yeah.
You can't look at it as like, I've been doing music for 15 years or how long has it been?
I'm trying
a long time. But like, you have to look at it as you just started doing music
all over
a month ago.
Right.
It's been actually a couple months, but
yeah.
I just started, and
I just started releasing music for the first time. So, that's the way I try and think about it, but my brain
some days you have harder time.
I have a hard time.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I just want to see more results.
I know, but 10 toes like down. Like, this is the best.
Yeah,
best music you put out.
Everybody has been in my family has been super supportive. My friends have been super supportive. I enjoy it, and I feel it's like natural for me to what I'm doing, which feels great. And it's like, okay, I am a father, I'm a husband, I'm all about my family, I'm all about this world that I'm, and I feel like my music is now representing the person that I actually am, as opposed to I'm a guy with a family, but I also have to create this persona to be a cool guy who is like a rapper, singer.
Yeah.
And like, I can, in this genre and like the style of music I'm making now, I could literally write songs about you guys. I can write.
You never really fit the artist that you were putting out.
Right.
Before.
Right. I always was like an outsider. People were always like, "You look like you need to be in a band," or you. And I was like, or in like the auto tune thing, people always got on me about, but I loved it. But it's just like, now that I've grown, I'm in my 30s, like I'm 34. Let's get real. Like, hip hop is a young game. Nobody wants to hear me, and people want to. Well, I'm sure there was people who listen. There's still people who are on my Spotify that listen to it, and that's amazing. And I thank you guys for that. But I just think, like, personally in my life, that's not. I don't want to. It doesn't. It doesn't. I don't want to talk about money all the time. I'm not talking about women.
Right.
I don't do drugs anymore. I am clean for years now.
Right.
I don't do that kind of stuff.
Right.
The most I'll do is have a beer here and there.
Right.
Like, and I'm talking about like every 6 months or some crap.
Yeah.
Like, I literally had 3-4 beers at my birthday party, and it was the first time I drank in probably a year.
Yeah.
Like, it's so, and that's what that whole entire thing, like, that's what a lot of people talk about. And it's like, it doesn't fit who I am as a person anymore. It's nothing against it. I still love it. Like, one of my favorite country artists right now that's really big is Shabuzi, and he's a rap country, like, it's a mesh of hip hop and country.
Right.
And I think I love it because I've always loved rap, and I love country now. But, and even with Morgan, he's got a hip hop like vibe to him, and I love it. So like, I still love it, and I still support all my friends who do it, and I love y'all, and I hope the best for y'all, but I just don't think it fits me anymore. Like, I want to be able to talk about myself. I want to be able to talk about my life. I write a lot of love, like for the first year of songs that you guys are going to get, they're all songs about us. I wrote the first song about me, you and the girls, and like home, and how you guys are my home. The next song that's going to come out is literally about our first date and how we fell in love in a bar. And the next song is about our honeymoon. And then later, the fourth song I'll put out is a little bit more about like my past.
Yeah.
And it's like a breakup song, but it's a breakup song to like bad habits. Yeah, breakup song to like bad habits.
Yeah.
But it just like intrigues me more, and like I can be creative on this type of things that I'm writing songs about.
Yeah.
I don't have to stick to a shtick. You know what I mean?
Right. Because country music, I mean, there's music that does that, but country music is telling a story.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. I love the storytelling.
Yeah.
And I love the challenge of making everything work together and building something up, and like having that tagline make sense for what you've said. And like when you're listening to country lyrics, you're listening.
Yeah.
So that's what's been going on with music, guys. Music update. We're almost an hour in. Sweet deal. This was easy. Oh, I didn't really have a lot to talk about. Kind of swept the rug out from under me of the topic that I wanted to talk about, but we have to wait. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who's been listening to it. I am hard on myself, and like the content thing, I love creating content, and I love creating music, but putting it out has always been a bummer to me, and I let that kind of get in the way of things before. Right. And it's probably a big thing of why I didn't do the band too. Yeah. Because it was scary starting from something from scratch. And it's scary putting something out that you put your heart into and only like a few people jam it. It takes time to grow. And like, I'm trying to stay focused on the fact that every time that I've quit on something, I felt like I shouldn't have. And this music like really, really, really means the world to me. So I'm like not going to take giving up. I'm not going to make giving up an option. I'm just trying to figure my way of what content sticks, what type of songs I want to write.
I think there's two things that you have to work on. Is like remembering that you are basically coming out as a new artist, and it's brand new. It doesn't matter all the years that you put in prior to this, because this is different.
Yep.
And
that's what I talked about. I also
think you need to let go of wanting to make this your career financially.
Yeah.
Because you always say that's not what you went into music for.
Right.
You went into it because you enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
And I think that should be the main focus on it. I think you have great ideas of how to turn it into a business and stuff. But prior to doing that, I think you just need to find your love for it again, like just the love for it.
Yeah.
And enjoy that. And then maybe you can start creeping in on like your ideas of how to turn it into a business more.
Right.
And then as long as you can hold on to the fact that this is something you do because you love to do it, and there is a chance that it could make you money, but it is not the end all be all.
Right.
It's just enjoying it.
Stop. Don't worry so much. Just make the music and enjoy it.
And make the music and enjoy it. And if it only gets out to 20 people, it only gets out to 20 people. But those 20 people, I can guarantee you, love it.
Yeah, I just have to like remember to keep why. Because I mean, I've never made money at music, really. I mean, I have here and there, when I was producing and stuff. But no matter what, once I put that out of my brain, the one thing I want, yawning an hour
done it like 4 times.
Really?
Already, yeah.
Oh, I just caught it. No matter what, I always come back to it. And
Right.
I always want to make it. I always want to create. I always want to sing. The
When
church,
we first started dating, you weren't doing music.
or really wasn't that much.
You weren't doing it at all. I would say for the first month, I've never seen you do anything with music.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're like, I want to get back into it. I
I
want
was
to do
happy.
it.
And I was like, oh, you know what else makes me happy? Making music.
So you jump back in it, and you've pretty been consistent in making music since
I've
then.
always, yeah. That's how I've always
But
been.
like you, like I said, you
I've been
go
like,
so happy hard on a song before it's out,
and then when it comes out,
and then it comes out, and you're so disappointed by what other or how many views or how many that, and
right.
then
And don't get me wrong, all my friends and everybody who listens to it, like, I love you guys so much for doing it. Like, my family jams it.
Right.
I love you guys so much. I just like,
you want to wake up in the morning and see it went viral and people are loving
exactly.
it. And that's perfectly fine for that to be the goal.
Right.
But like you shouldn't allow it to tear you down because it's not doing that.
I'm learning currently how to be in love, because you say I do want to wake up and have a viral song one day. But in reality, the type of career that I do want in music don't need that.
Right.
I want something that I build slowly and that really organically and that sticks with people and people grow with me.
Right.
I want to build a community, even if it is a small community. I don't want to be the biggest thing in the world. That's not my goals anymore. My life, I want a lifestyle where I'm making music and releasing it, and it is making money and it's paying our bills. But at the same time, I want to be at home more with my kids. I want to take stress off of you with it. And I think that that's the pressure I put on myself and that I have to put in the back of my head and put in the forefront that I love it and I love creating, and that like I have this end all be all goal, but I have to learn to love the journey of it more. Because I am so impatient that I think that one song is so good that it's going to happen tomorrow and then I'm going to go viral and it's all going to change. But in reality, I just have to keep sticking it out.
Right.
And I have to learn to look at say something. I have to learn to look at something that didn't do a bunch of views and remember, okay, this did reach 3 new people, and 4 new people, 10 new people.
I would love for that to happen to you, but I know
you tell me all the time.
We don't need that to happen.
I know.
Perfectly happy with our life.
Even in life right now, like we are happy.
Yeah.
I'm fine with this being it.
Yeah.
But I just like, I have a goal. Like I've always had that goal and I do want to do it.
Right.
But I just don't, I can't focus my entire music career on that.
Right.
I have to make sure that I'm focusing on creating the way I love, doing the things I love, and it'll get there. I just can't give up and I can't overstress myself about it.
Right.
And I think that singing worship and stuff like helps that too. Because I get like that fills my cup a lot. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like this week I'm going to post content all week. I have to shoot some actually. So I have to figure out how to do that. And sometime this week we have to sit down. It's going to be ugly out, but I want to we have to just sit down and make TikToks with hooks and stuff.
For the newer song?
No, for this song.
Okay.
I mean, I have stuff that I can repost, but I just got to get on TikTok and just make some content.
Right.
But what I like about the worship thing is like, I'm going to be posting content, yes, but I have to learn songs for worship next weekend. So a lot of my time is going to be focused on that. So I can kind of take my brain out of my music and focus on God a little bit.
Yeah.
And let my music kind of just do it. Like it's just pressing the button and leaving it alone. And you know what I mean? And kind of like my brain and my heart is into focusing on worship this week. And that's what I like about the worship weeks. That's like, I like the balance of releasing my own music and worrying about worship.
Yeah.
But we're almost an hour in. We're at 58 minutes. We didn't talk about theme parks this week.
Did not.
That's fine. There isn't really any news or anything that I saw. Oh, there's one thing. The Harry Potter, they released like the video for the Harry Potter stuff at Epic Universe. Ministry of Magic, baby. It's gonna be bad butt. No cussing. It's gonna be sick. I know you're not she's not the biggest Harry Potter person, and I'm not like a super fan. I love it. I love the movies. I didn't read the books. I've read a few of them. She tried to call me out today, and she was like, "I don't even think you like Harry Potter." And I was like, "Dude, I love Harry Potter. I'm just not like."
I meant like you don't really like.
It's not like Star Wars for me.
You could never watch it again and be okay.
I don't know. I like it.
You could never watch Harry Potter again and be okay.
I'd be all right, but
if I was
I
like,
do love
you're
putting
never allowed to watch Star Wars again.
Yeah,
like any like little thing, you'd be like,
like, nope.
I think not, lady.
No,
You're just gonna
I'm definitely
deal with
choosing Star Wars over Harry Potter.
So,
for sure. But
I just meant like that's not your like fandom or your thing.
I know a lot about it, but I'm not.
Yeah.
You try and put me under pressure, and I'm not going to know a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff's going right over my head.
Well, that's with me with everything. But I have like a croissant crawl that I want to do when I go back to Disney and I hope they still have them all. Disney has come out with like different kinds of croissants. You got the creme brulee croissant at Gaston's Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
You have a cookies and it's like cookie dough and croissant that went viral on TikTok. People were making them at home. Disney came out with one. Actually, they came out with two of them. There's one that is at the Contemporary. No, not Contemporary.
I don't know.
Which one's that old one is that the Contemporary?
I think so.
So the Contemporary, and then there's also one that is at but I don't think it's there anymore. I can't think of the name. It's in downtown Disney, the dessert place that has all the dome cakes and stuff.
Joffrey's?
No.
Or not Joffrey's, Gideon's?
No, that's the cookie place.
Yeah.
They have the dome cakes.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't think of it. But anyways, they have that one. Then there is a like a lemon filled one.
These are all just different places in Disney.
The lemon filled one I believe is at
we should do
Art of
this.
Animation.
Ooh.
And then there's another one, and I can't think of what it is. I want to say there was a pistachio one, but I'm not 100% sure. There was a pistachio one.
Love pistachio.
I love pistachio. And I want to say there was like a banana pudding one or something like that. But yeah, they have like 6 or 7 different ones. And I just hope that they're here once fall comes. Ooh, what if they put out a pumpkin pie one?
They probably will.
That sounds delightful.
We should, I mean, if they're all still around, that's a cool idea to do, like, and then come back and talk about it.
Yeah.
But
food reviews.
Yeah, we didn't get it. I mean, we haven't gotten a chance to get to any of the parks.
Yeah. I don't like going when it's hot.
Yeah.
I get cranky.
And
I don't
have a hernia
enjoy
right
myself.
now.
Yeah.
And we have a baby. We don't want her to be overly heated. I'm still planning. I can't do it next week because I have worship. But maybe the following week, that's the baby's birthday.
Yeah.
So maybe before the month ends, I'll be able to bring, or maybe
got something that following weekend.
Oh, really? So maybe next month I'll be able to bring Mariah to Universal on a weekend, and we'll be able to get our Universal. I think
all of August is booked.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna try to get to the parks, and I'm more Horror Nights is coming. I cannot wait. So we're not gonna talk about it.
No,
I re-listened to our episode from last week, and I was like, ugh, you don't like Horror Nights. So I mean, it's not like you don't like it, but you always say the same thing about it, and I'm like, okay, but I'm trying to like give people the information.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And you're like, it's too expensive for what it is. I don't like it anymore. It's not scary. I'm like, okay, but I'm trying to be a podcast for people that enjoy this stuff.
Well, I also don't want people to go and waste their money.
I love you so much.
Yeah, I just think, I think that's like you're the paging Morrow of the two, and I'm. What's her name?
Kristen.
Yeah.
We also don't have to bring up other people's names all the time, too.
Who?
Like other blogger, like people. I mean, it's all right, I guess. But we always bring up like vloggers we listen to and stuff. And
I think Tim Tracker's the only one that we've ever talked about other than Kyle and Lex.
We talk about all of them all the time, which is fine.
I only know Tim Tracker and maybe Mr. Morrow.
Up until recently, yeah.
And I've learned about what's her name since you. I don't even know her name.
Yeah, right down Main Street.
Yeah.
I love her stuff. She will tell you how it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was our week, guys. Breakdown, not a lot of theme park stuff. Last episode I talked that we were literally going to split it down the middle. But at the same time, me and you talked about this in the middle of the week, and you were like, you don't have to, like, just because we like park stuff doesn't mean we always have to be talking about it. I was like going to put pressure on myself of us being like a podcast about parks. But in reality, and even with my music, and that's kind of like the whole thing is this world is like with everything we're doing right now with content and like our podcast and the music, just bringing you into our family and like get a little taste of the Hefners.
Mind talking about it every week, but I don't think it has. Like I said, it's just
we don't
if
have
one
to
week
be,
that it misses, it's okay.
Yeah.
We're not a theme park vlog.
Yeah.
Vlog, not vlog. What
podcast.
is this? Podcast.
What is this podcast? Yeah, and I was like, I love it, and I'm like always wanted to be involved in the park space.
Yeah.
And I was like, this could be our way, but it's like, we'll talk about it sometimes. Sometimes we won't.
I've always
I think
wanted
it'll
to do
come
like
up every
park, like food stuff.
Yeah.
Always, but
which
I never
think,
did.
I think if we have more time for the podcast, we could go and like do reviews of places. But at the same time, at the end of the day, this is Forever and Then Some. It's about us.
Yeah.
It's about our family and what's going on. And you could sit in with us and hear the real life stories of another couple doing the same thing you're doing, trying to figure life out.
How he loves everything and I'm disappointed in everything.
How she hates every food that I love and I love everything and I'm not picky and she's picky.
Yeah.
But and I think that's a good balance though too. Like, how boring would it be if we got on here and we were like, everything's great. Tell them how great everything is, and you're just like, delicious. Yeah, I chewed it 7 times and every bite was so good.
So good.
This one's gonna tell you, hey, that cronut not as good as I thought it was gonna. Or the what is it? What did we talk about last season with the dang crumb muffin?
Oh,
this crumb muffin is still haunting us. We're like, dude, this thing was such a letdown.
It was
Universal Studios,
the biggest letdown.
Today Cafe.
But I have that. But that's also a part of me that is the problem. I will fantasize food too.
You hype it up and you get excited.
I get so excited. Like I will fantasize about food that doesn't exist, and it's just in here. And I'm like, if you put this flavor and this flavor together, and this, and sometimes when I make it at home, it's great. And then a place will come, and that's also another problem that I have places with food because I do cook.
Yeah,
is when you
know too much.
Name these flavor combinations, I can almost taste what it should taste like, just based off of what it said it was.
Yeah.
And then if I take a bite out of it, I'm like,
you said this on the episode. You were like, I work in a kitchen. When I think of 2 flavors and I put them together, I in my brain know how it's supposed to taste.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't reach my expectations, I'm upset.
Yeah.
And that happens quite a bit.
It does, yeah. Because sometimes it's just like, and that's the thing.
I'm glad. So let this be said. I am so happy that you enjoyed the cronut because we built this up for years in our relationship.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy that you came away and we're like, oh, that day, it was actually on our first Magic Kingdom trip. Like it was the first thing we did.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of magical because we got this coffee that everybody always talks about. And then we got the cronut that's always been a thing in our relationship. And she bit into the cronut and I was like, what do you think? And she was like, it is so good. And I was like, this is going to be the best day ever. The baby loved all the rides and didn't cry. And it was like a magical day. So we love Disney.
We do. Disney.
I can't wait to go back.
I know.
I didn't know this, but you know that the drone show at Disney Springs, you know it's not temporary, or it's temporary, it's not permanent.
What?
You know where it's going to go? Where people are saying it's going to go? Animal Kingdom. Think about what Animal Kingdom has. Animal Kingdom has that gigantic amphitheater on the water that they don't use for anything.
Yeah, but they close so early it's never dark.
Maybe they have a reason to stay open late now.
That'd be cool.
With the drone show. And then they have a reason to stay open late so we can see friggin' Pandora at night with all the lights. Because
that was a reason enough to stay open late, right?
I know, because they close at 7. The sun goes down at 7:30. And everybody always talks about how beautiful Pandora is at night, but it only happens half the year when daylight saving times is in that cycle.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I haven't even gotten to go on those rides yet, and I want to see this so bad because people are like, it's amazing.
That's what I can't wait for, this hernia to be fixed, and I can go enjoy any ride that I want to.
Tiana's baby. It looks so fun. Mariah, we didn't talk about this, but Mariah, Colton, and Brittany, your brother and sister and our baby, got to go to, where did they say? Port Orleans. They stayed at Port Orleans for 1 or 2 nights.
1 night.
Just 1 night. And they went and did the parks in the middle of the week. They did not have to. We were going to report back about Lightning Lane. They didn't have to buy it. It was the middle of the week. They got so much stuff done.
Yep.
They said they had a blast. They rode Tiana's. They saw Country Bears. I was texting them like, I'm jealous of you right now. This is making me depressed. And they were like, and I was like, dang it. But they had an amazing time.
Yeah.
Don't have any feedback on Lightning Lane yet because Kyle and Lex, Match Made in Hefner, haven't even used it yet.
Really?
Yep. They last time they went, they said they were gonna use it, but the parks weren't that busy when they went, so they didn't have to use it. It was a weekday. They said that they're, I think, already have filmed a video or going to film a video soon using it, like specifically going in on it.
They haven't used it yet, so
but up until the other day when I talked to Kyle, they hadn't used it.
okay.
He was supposed to go to Typhoon Lagoon today, a little bro trip with him and Braden, but I don't know if they went. I haven't texted him today. I told him that I wasn't going to Universal because of the weather, and he was like, "Oh, lame," and I was like, "Yeah." So I don't know if he went. I don't know if it was worth going.
I mean, it hasn't even.
Yeah, but Orlando's different.
Rain to drop.
Far away. I don't know how bad it is.
Yeah, but it's still Florida.
Yeah, but I don't.
And Orlando's further away from the storm.
That's true. But it's a wind thing too, and if you're wet in the wind and it's cloudy,
you're gonna slide right off of it.
No, why? I mean, you're gonna be cold the whole time.
Oh yeah, but it's still hot outside.
Yeah, it is.
Florida is something strange. Let me tell you what. It can be cloudy and gloomy, and you step outside and you're like, "Oh, it's gonna have a nice breeze."
So hot.
And it's hot.
So
you're
hot.
like at the doors at church were open to outside.
That's what it was. I was trying to think of that.
And he had to go to the bathroom, so we walked past the doors, and the heat instantly was like took your breath away.
It was insane.
It's so disgusting in Florida. People talk about the heat and like you ain't, unless maybe Texas. So you don't know heat.
Yeah, I hear it's really bad there.
Yeah.
All right. We've been an hour, and so it's a good time to stop. We love you guys. If you're on the podcast app, give us a review, give us some stars. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. We love you very much. Episode 2, and we don't even need a plan. We barely had a plan this time, and we went for an hour, and I don't think it was very boring, and I'm going to listen to it tomorrow. My internet stressed me out last episode. I didn't think I was going to get it up, but we did, baby, and I'm going to get it up again. Thank you guys for listening. We love you so much. Have an amazing week. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.